on a chilly, cold, snowy day. I don't know where you guys are, but here in Colorado, they just got their first bit of snow. We're talking 6 inches so far, and probably more, like in these, like all day today and all day tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to go sledding, but wow. So thanks again. Cheers to you guys for showing up here with me every day at 11:11 Pacific time. Hey Jay, how's it going? I want to tell you, Jay, I wasn't sure that yesterday's thing actually saved, and apparently it did. So when I get off of here, I will name it, save it, and then you can find all the info you need in the description. You thought I wasn't going to show up today? There are times where I'm like, what am I feeling today? Today was, oh, thank you for the gorgeous comment. Thank you very much. You're so sweet. I might end up with like purple hair at some point or pink in my hair. I'm looking for something new to do, so we'll see what transpires. I was looking at a lot of like rainbow colors recently. I wasn't sure why. The lioness thing. Ah, yes, right? We're bringing back the lion. The lion is very strong right now. Super strong for bringing our courage and just that presence. I mean, think about the presence that a lion has, right? It's like there's no uncertainty, right? When you see the lion walk, when you see whether in like free or even within a sanctuary, that lion knows its place. That lion knows its power. And we're being asked to step into our lion and our lioness more and more and more. Yes, I will go ahead and put that information in the YouTube link for you. Thank you again for appreciation. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I appreciate your appreciation. It's fantastic. And soon I will have an actual landing page that will have more of that information on there too, because I'm not sure how YouTube handles that stuff. So today, what are we talking about today? It was a strange morning. I woke up and started to go about different things, but felt this like really big pressure happening here in the head. And it was like all these thoughts were trying to come in at one time, like loaded, just, and nothing specific, just like loaded. Hey Pac-Man, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. I'm excited to see Canada join us too. Yes, please put it on your home page. Okay, I will. I'm having a wonderful person help me with that. Actually, I have two resources of that kind of stuff, which is great. And Pac-Man's been helping me out too. So, yeah. So, I don't know if you guys are experiencing any, I don't like the word symptoms, but anything coming up for you energetically right now with the different energies that are available for us in December. Why aren't the lives growing? They will. That's a good question. I don't know how algorithms work. Although Pac-Man was sharing my live with you guys on Discord. So maybe that's a way to grow it, is to have people on Discord while they play their games and stuff, be able to listen to a meditation or spiritual commentary. It's a very good question. Probably because they're so long, honestly. I probably should keep them to like 20 minutes. And I might get better about that. I might do a live where it's like only 20 minutes and then I go off of live so that that recording's there. And then I go back live for another 20 minutes. That way you get more of me, and then those who need a little bit less because of time-wise can have a little bit less. But the meditation or whatever came through yesterday did save, and I will get that posted for you guys soon. You have to visualize. Keep it longer. Yeah, I'll have to do both, I think, in order to have both audiences. You know, those ones that like the quick stuff or just the short stuff, and the ones that like the long stuff. Yeah. So much was coming in this morning. I was feeling this pressure and all these jumbled thoughts. I couldn't even really decipher them. It was like I had this happen when I was a kid. It's possible it didn't feel the same as anxiety, but it was a thing that came in that, yeah, it's like specifically meant to confuse. So wherever it was coming from, I noticed at one point that I had a feeling like I needed to be in the dark. So I was in the restroom and I shut the light off and I sat there in the dark, and all of a sudden everything reset. My nervous system, everything just like completely, I was like, wow, okay. So I listened. I felt that I should be in the dark, and that's what I did. And I'm like, that's really hard on a really bright snowy day. There's no sun, but the snow like makes it super bright. So I tell the rest of the people that I'm kind of housemating with right now, hey, I'm going to be in this room for like an hour and a half. It's going to be dark. If you need anything out of there, now's your time to get it. Because I'm going in. I'm going in. Within moments, actually. I probably didn't have to do over an hour. But, you know, even me, it takes time to get those thoughts quieted. And get to a place where, yeah, that stillness resides. Or even if your thought goes somewhere, you can bring it back and be like, no, I'm here. So I'm curious if you guys have had any... Yes, it's freezing outside. No freezing here. My name is Love, not Frozen. So yeah, have you guys had anything going on where you're feeling any odd energies? My sleep has been a little strange lately, so I'm just telling you guys these things just in case you might feel some of it. You might feel like you might be retracting into old habits, and you're like, you give yourself a hard time. You're like, darn it, I know I'm not supposed to do that, or I just did that. And I don't want you guys to give yourself a hard time. There's things resurfacing right now, and they're surfacing for us to see, not to judge ourselves. By the way, judgment card came up. I'll show you that in a minute. And it's not to judge. It's to notice that we're possibly doing the same pattern or the same habit, and it is time to decide not to do that same pattern or habit. Your sleep has been deeper. Good. Love your earrings. Awesome. So I'm going to say thank you to, this is myself. Thank you to me. This is thank you to Aladdin for this earring. They're 2 earrings, but I like to mix it up. Yeah, we shouldn't, that's right. We shouldn't be shitting, no shitting on yourself. I'm glad you guys all like that. I had a friend of mine tell me that long ago because he was asking me different questions, and I was using the word shit a lot way back when. And I love that. Yeah, stop shitting on yourself. That's going to be my t-shirt for my store. How about that? Like when I have my little store on my website. I wonder what that's going to look like, the little graphic on there. I'm going to have to play with that. So we have this light language that came in. Know that you're receiving exactly as you need to receive, even though it is in reverse. You're receiving what you need to receive from this card of releasing judgment. Just kind of gaze at it softly and breathe. I'm looking at the comments. I actually have a few somewhere in my notes, t-shirt ideas of sayings that I would love to have on a t-shirt. So we're being asked to let go of the judgment. Our egoic selves are very tricky with judgment and intention. One of the cards that came up yesterday was love, which I absolutely love. And I was kind of reading the love section on that card, like what are they calling about in love? And they're talking about how love is magnetic, but it's passive, and a force that builds worlds through resonance, and an alignment through your true intent. It has a powerful pull. And it talks about how it's easy for us to look around the world and see so much greed and aggression and be like, and where's the love? It's easy for us to do that. But love can actually come in more forms than we think. Sometimes love can come into a form that could feel not loving, even though it's coming from love. An example, our parents, out of love, would sometimes make certain decisions, and it wouldn't feel very loving to us. Recently, I threw someone's Halloween candy out because it's been like a month. And I noticed some different like health things going on. So I was like, and no more to the candy. I'm setting that precedent right now. Like, you enjoyed the candy experience. And this person was like, but I was gonna like keep it for like a year. And I'm like, yeah, that would be great, except your skin and your body plus your skin is telling you that there's too much of whatever's in there for you at this time. So I made a command decision. So that was me making a loving decision that might not feel very loving to the one receiving it, right? So this happens in many ways. Many people think that they're helping and they're not really helping. One example, okay, another example. I was taking a drive, and there was a guy on a bike, and it was uphill. And I was like, oh, I'll wait for him to cross. And he was struggling, and he's struggling. So here I am, trying to be nice, like, oh, I'll just let him go across. And I could see in his face later, and I was like, no, that wasn't the thing to do. He's like struggling to get up the hill. I should have just gone by and let him take his own pace to go across. And you see a lot of aged people do this too, where we'll stop for them and they wave us by because they know they take longer and they don't want to have to make somebody wait for them, and they don't want to have to feel pressured. So that's a healthy boundary, right? So the reason love is coming up is we have a lot of ideas around love. And oftentimes we talk about love and we think about romantic. And a lot of the forms aren't romantic. The first love you ever receive is not romantic. It's from a mother or father that is simply holding you. Simply holding you was an act of love. Yeah, there's just a lot of... I'm trying to think, what do I want to say about love? Let's take a deep breath. And release. We currently have a frequency that is playing in the background that assists with judgment, any judgment we have in our lives. And I will say that the love that a lot of us are striving for, they're looking for it in another person. And the love that they actually want is the love that they have for themselves. Because when they love themselves, they are fully complete. It means they are taking care of themselves in so many different ways. And then when that person shows up, they see something else in that person. They don't see a piece that they're like, oh, I want to add that to my life. They don't just see a piece of the puzzle. Even though it's great when we find people with like interests that kind of match ours or add to ours. That's wonderful. But when we're looking for them to fill a piece or a portion, either because we don't want to be alone on our journey, which oftentimes the greatest breakthroughs come when we are alone. That's happening with me right now and has been happening like this last year. There has never been a time, 2 months, not never, 2 months where I didn't have someone romantic in my life. 2 months. And that was early on in life. And it is a quite different thing to be able to go about your life and do the practices needed for you to move forward and not necessarily acquiesce to a partner. I'm not saying it's bad to have a partner. However, it's very clearing to kind of be on your own too. It just depends on the partner. You know, do you guys have your separate things where you guys can do your thing and then come together, right? And are they supportive of you and the work that you're doing? Are they assisting at all the work that you're doing? They don't have to, but are they assisting in some way? Even if it's like, good job. That's a nice thing to get, right? So what's coming in is love, judgment on love that we have some of the time, and then a new perspective. The Syrians are coming in with a new perspective. Here's the light language. Know that you're receiving exactly what you are to receive at this time. Yeah, we often talk, looking at the comments, of unconditional love. And unconditional love can get a little mixed up on the spiritual path. You're trying to be a loving human, and you're trying to help yourself, and you're trying to help others. Sometimes people can find themselves in relationships, which sometimes they denote them as twin flame relationships, and it's not healthy. If both people are working through their shadow work and willing to acknowledge and see those things, as well as willing to hear it possibly from the partner they're with, then things can run pretty smoothly. But if only one person is doing that type of shadow work on themselves and observing their patterns and their behaviors and their thought forms, it can get a little sketchy and confusing sometimes. So unconditional love is said to be without judgment. An example, Yeshua, Jesus, was said to have unconditional love. Him and those that joined him on the path that was actually called the Way. There wasn't Christianity, it was called the Way, and it was part of the Essenes initially. Unconditional love, I mean, he dealt with lepers, right? He went into where there was poverty. He brought so much hope. They brought so much hope because he wasn't the only one doing the healing work while they were there. Unconditional love is something that you can have with compassion, but if it comes to a place where it is not healthy for you, like it's causing detriment to you personally in a relationship, and you know this, maybe you saw early signs of this, then it is time to say, I love you, but I gotta go. Not necessarily to stay and figure it out. You kind of want to listen to your body. Nobody can really tell you, not even me, but you kind of want to listen to your body, and it's hard. So part of the dissonance when I talk about love, we get into sexuality too. And there's a lot of different notions about sexuality. Me personally, I do like the term sacred sexuality. And someone once said, well, isn't it all sacred? Many men like to say that, actually. Isn't it all sacred? Yes, it's all sacred. However, sexuality is used just like plant medicine. You know, people are like, oh, I'm communing with the plant medicine, but it's done for recreation. It's not necessarily done with the intention of ceremony or even somebody who has a dispensary that recently stopped utilizing cannabis on a regular basis because his guru said, are you still doing that? And he's like, well, I just took a break. And he's like, well, I take a break for a long time because it's not, you're not going to get a clear signal for the type of work that you're trying to do if you continue utilizing cannabis. But he's like, you get to decide and figure out what that feels like in your body on your own time. So just like those type of genres of plant medicine and sensuality, sacred sexuality, like what is it about? What is intimacy about? I guess we're talking about all this because it all has to do with love, right? Where am I going with this? I'm just kind of centering a little bit. So it all has to do with choice. It all has to do with the intention behind it. We are being asked to look at love in a different way. We're being asked to look at love as part of our divinity. What does that mean? Because that's what I'm kind of hearing. Yeah, divinity. What is divine? Something that's part of divinity and divine is something that is in alignment and not in dissonance. So maybe that's what's coming into the perspective of having the discernment to know what is in alignment and what is not in alignment. And when it comes to love and sexuality, that's a hard... I recently in my own life, I've had like these different occurrences happen as I'm observing another person. And the body wants to respond to any type of stimulus. That could be like attention. Someone just having attention and really like being like, I really dig you. Or I love this about you. Or, you know, lots of compliments. The ego loves compliments. Doesn't mean that they're bad, but it's great to take those compliments with discernment too. The moment certain relationships get physical and don't, say, develop a friendship first. And I was never a big fan of this. I was like, what do you mean they have to be your friend? I was like, no, if they're my friend, I'm not actually going out with them. There's a reason they're my friend. And I don't know if I still hold that or not, really. But what I will say is if they're a friend, if you knew them as a friend prior to, you know a lot about them. A friendship will show you things that a romantic relationship will not for a couple months, because a lot of people don't show their real selves. So there's a divinity to be applied to your body. There's a divinity to be applied to the heart, to the thoughts. A sacredness. Let's see, that's such a tough one for sure. There's sacredness to sexuality. I feel that it can be a gateway to the divine. Yes, and so that's the other thing is sexuality, the actual union of two people. They talk about that in the Bible, right? It's a very much to become one. The moment you are unified with somebody in that way, right? So Yes, and that's also what's happening in the spiritual community. Sexuality is also being utilized to... Oh, am I back? All right, who's here with me? Who's here? Who's here? Is everybody back? We're talking about sexuality. Okay, we're back. Great. Yeah, we're talking about judgment, we're talking about intention, and we're talking about sexuality and love. Because those all kind of meld together. Yeah, roll call. Who's here? Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Every day at 11:11 Pacific time. We're going to continue talking about love and sexuality. I'm curious. You guys who are here with me now, how do you see love? How do you see love? Is it only romantic that you mostly see love in your life? Do you know how to love yourself? And I don't just mean gratification. Do you know how to love yourself? What do you do for yourself? Unconditional or surrender? Yeah. There's a lot of surrender and there's a lot of trust. Okay, you don't know how to love yourself. Some of you. Okay, so you'll never truly know how to love others if you cannot love yourself. I know that sounds weird, but when someone says that they know how to love others but they don't know how to love themselves, they can often get in the pattern of overdoing for someone. And then what happens is they don't feel like they're receiving enough. And then they're curious as to why the relationship isn't quite working. Okay, so we didn't know how to love ourselves, but we are starting to do better, and we are asking ourselves questions about how to love ourselves better. Yes. Jay, yours is unconditional. Is it really? Because it's a hard thing to have. I told someone 2 years ago, when I got a little frustrated, I was like, because I had talked about unconditional love to that person so much. I was very high and flighty and spiritual. It's a really great place to be. And then you got to kind of put your feet on the ground a little bit, because I have a condition. I have a condition that I be treated kindly, treated well. And that's a condition I have. And I won't stand or stay with anybody if I'm not treated with kindness. So that would be a condition, technically speaking. But you can also release a person with unconditional love and say, this is how you are. I accept that this is how you are. This is how I am. And I just want something different for myself. So, yeah, loving unconditionally, I don't know how easy or hard it is to do in this life that we have these days with the people that we have in our life. All I know is that if we wait, if we work on in here and we learn how to love us and give attention to us, we will draw a person that knows how to love themselves as well, because they're not looking for someone to fill those pieces within them. When someone likes to love another person a lot and doesn't want to or doesn't know how to love themselves, they will draw a person to them that also doesn't know how to love themselves. So what happens is they receive it from this counterpart, and they never get to do the work. It's almost like you're doing them a disservice. They never get to do the work to learn how to love themselves. Instead, they're looking for it in a relationship out there. And so you get two halves that are not quite whole. And one person will usually get a little frustrated and not feel like they're receiving enough. Okay, so I'm looking at this question here about the difference between selfish and self-love, self-care. There's a difference. So we were taught as children that if we didn't put everybody else first before us, that's the way to go. Like, that's you doing your service, is to like put everybody else first. And because we learned that, we have a lot of dysfunctional mothers out there, by the way, that will have children and never take care of themselves. And then they'll complain over a glass of wine, and they'll get together with friends, and then they'll husband bash, or husbands will get together and they'll wife bash because they're not getting what they need. The wife is not getting what she needs. And then they occasionally come together in, what's that word? It's coming up to me. In coitus, right? That's another word for coming together, right? For that occasional relief and satisfaction, and then they're on to their jobs, their family life, their work life. So, okay, so there's some ideas about weakness, like loving yourself being weak. Loving yourself is actually the strongest, bravest thing that you could ever do for yourself or another person. What does that look like? When you love yourself, when you take care of yourself, there's that whole phrase of filling your cup up first. If you don't fill your cup up first, you can't help others. It's that idea of when you're on an airplane and they say that if those air masks come down, they're like, put yours on first and then help those around you. There's a reason for that, because if you pass out, you can't help anybody else. And it goes the same way in life. If you can't nurture yourself, and a man needs to nurture themselves just as much as a woman nurtures herself. Women are a little bit better about it. They'll get the nails done, they'll get their hair done, they'll do those kind of things for themselves, and then they'll also look for those things coming from a partner, right? Men, you kind of nurture and take care of yourselves. The thing that comes up is like, you'll go work out. You might be a gym person. You'll go work out at the gym. You might go for a run. You might have a sport that you play, like soccer, ultimate. You might go play some video games. Maybe it's like things you enjoy. You might paint something. You might draw something. Okay, let me look in the questions here a little bit. Men live lives of quiet desperation. There's a lot that you guys don't say. Women are more open to hearing what's going on with a male these days, depending, I guess, on how it is delivered. Let's see, we have accepting compliments, the internal voice wanting to deny when somebody gives a compliment. Yeah, so that inner voice is not your true inner voice. That would be your egoic self. And it's up to you to then tell that self inside of you, no, we are actually good looking. This is why I'm asking you guys to look at them in the mirror. When you look into your eyes, and you look into your eyes a long enough time, you are no longer the personality. We have all developed a personality from the time we were younger based on beliefs to the time that we grew up, and then in school became a personality, possibly to get accepted, or didn't come up with a personality and then just kind of Well, we still did. We were like, no, we're the loner. I'm the loner, but I'm the cool loner off in the corner. This is totally my decision to be alone. I was one of those. It's totally my own decision not to have interaction with people. Why? Because I was most likely afraid of rejection. I was afraid of things I would say, saying something stupid, right? That often came up. I was a very quiet person because of this. Okay, loners here too. All right, loners, woo! Introvert. I took one of those tests. A best friend of mine was like, I totally know what you are. Take this test. And then I took the test, and I noticed as I was taking the test, I had taken one of these tests before in school. It was to let you know if you were an introvert, extrovert. I think there's like a third version. And initially, yes, I scored as an introvert. When I was taking the test again, I was like, wow, this is no longer true. I am no longer an introvert. There was something big that happened in my life that I was like, all right, looks like I got to get out there. I was rebuilding a clientele, and that was no time to be an introvert because I was not in a public location business-wise. So it was up to me to go out and talk with people and be like, okay, what do people need? These are the services I offer. What do you guys need? And also ask if they would mind allowing me to take photographs for a portfolio. That was huge. That brought me a lot of people and got me exactly what I wanted to create in my life. So I will even tell you that recently, a good friend of mine in the last 2 years was like, no, I'm totally an introvert. And then he would tell me about the conversations he would have with people and the random people he would meet. And I was like, dude, I know that you think you're an extrovert or introvert, but you're not anymore. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, it's a story. It's a story that you just keep telling yourself because that's what you were for years. But you are indeed half and half at this point. Like, you're an extrovert. You're actually sharing ideas with people. You guys are sharing ideas with me now. Yeah, see, you too transformed from introvert to extrovert. And now you're back to introvert. We go and we fluctuate in our cycles, and it's totally okay. You know, your introvertedness right now might just be a part of the hermit stage. I've been in this hermit stage. We got the card of the bear, which is, you know, going into your cave and hibernating, right? So a lot of us are in that place. Winter is the time of us doing that. And a lot of us, instead of doing that, get involved in these family antics and want Christmas to be perfect. And I think it's more the women, and then they end up running around out there with their chicken with their head cut off. That's a phrase. And then they wonder, and then they're like, oh, okay, I can finally relax because it's the day of. You're a better supporter in the audience. Yeah. So like me, I was a better supporter. I wouldn't lead anybody unless other people weren't figuring it out. And here I am now in front of you guys, stepping up to be a guide, a kind of leader. Not a nearly perfect one, but yeah, a lot's changed, right? We shift. And we have to give ourselves permission to do that shift. What stories are you guys telling yourself or holding on to which don't apply anymore? They really don't apply, and they really don't apply if you want to step forward. When you think about the person you want to become, because we are all becoming, and we're all stepping into our new humanness, our new J-ness, our new Pac-Man-ness. Just like take whatever name you have that you're here with us now in this community and add ness on the end of it. Because there's like some movie that has that in there. You want to find your ness. You know? that ness, that like ease-ness, that love-ness, that like braveness. And that's what you want to embody. You want to start embodying those qualities. Qualities that you feel you don't have right now, just start adding it in. Start energizing your drinks. Start energizing your drinks with what you need. Work with your cells. Work with your energy. We've been practicing how to work with our energy in different ways. Because we're being asked, we're not even just being asked. If you had the opportunity to know that today you were going to get a superpower, and all you had to do was ... and you would receive your superpower. All you had to do was leave behind the old you that either put yourself down or didn't love you or judged others for not loving you enough or judged others for not being loved enough as a child. If you knew that you could step into a whole new you today, would you leave those things behind? Because it's like circling a toilet bowl. Don't be the turd. We don't want to have the turd circling the toilet bowl. You know, it's like one of those phrases, shit or get off the pot. It's used in relationships, but get to a place where you know your worth. Write down and ask yourself, have a conversation with your soul and ask, what do I need to feel? What do I need to do right now to love myself today? What's one thing I can do to love myself? If what I want to receive from another person is ... and I would do this for them, am I worthy of less? Because when we don't provide that love to ourselves, we're telling the universe that we are unworthy of receiving. So if you would like to receive, and that's part of what December is about, it's not just about giving at the holiday time. What do you want to receive? And we have this old program of, oh, no, I don't need anything. Don't give me anything. And that could be true for like material things. Maybe you don't need anything. But there's always some symbol of appreciation that is always nice to receive from ourselves and from other people. If we don't give it to ourselves, it's very difficult to receive it from other people or to feel worthy of receiving it from other people. Don't be a turd. Yes. The super empath. Yes. Why, am I touching on something here that resonates with you guys? Okay, what have you learned today? What's your personal philosophy? Let me know what that is so we can all know. Everything is resonating. Great. Okay. Because it was kind of like the other day where a lot of different things came in and I'm like, why am I talking about this? All right. Okay, great. You learn that you have no faith or believe in yourself. That is a good observation. All right. So oftentimes when someone doesn't have faith in themselves, I would pose the question, what have you told yourself that you were going to do for you and then didn't keep that promise? Because what happens when you tell somebody else outside of you, hey, I promise I'll take care of that. I promise I'll be there for you. And then you're not. And it's a difference if you're not with an explanation like, oh, I acknowledge this and I'm so sorry this came up. But we can't do that with ourselves, really. So, the goals you're pursuing are not being done. Are your goals too big? Are they huge goals? I have a goal to create a website, right, in which I can put different links and I can come up with little courses for people to take, either ones where they weren't able to be live and be a part of it again, or something else, jewelry, right? I work with wire. I want to have a tab for like visiting artists, find other artists I know that can collaborate with me and then have links to go to their website. Oh my God, I'm going to send someone off my website to somebody else's website? That's so not done. It's such a bad business move. Well, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to collaborate with other artists out there or add some of their stuff to some of what I make, and then maybe collaborate in different ways. Maybe it's a podcast. Yes, I do like one-on-one. And I've been a part of one-on-one for a very long time in the work that I do. But what you're pursuing, is it huge? Is it big? Because for me, I have this opportunity to like do this whole big site. And the other day I was like, what I really need initially is a landing page. A landing page with basic information that people can put in an email and be able to join the community and have access to all these little pockets of things that I want, or I've been talking about, that I want to offer people, right? That's really all I need, because in my head, when I even look, I mean, these websites are done, the templates are done. I go in there and I could feel in my heart, there's like this anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I have a background in graphic design, mind you, so I even understand a lot of what goes into this and behind it. But apparently it's not where my soul wants to be right now, is designing that kind of stuff, even if the template's already there. There's some fun in it. I was playing around yesterday. So Jay, what can you do to make your big goal? What are your tiny steps that lead up to the big goal? And I don't know what your project is right now, but I'm just giving this as a in general for everybody. If things aren't getting done, where can you find the fun? It's like Mary Poppins. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Snap, and the job's a game. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. The medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Yeah, okay, so Pac-Man's talking about the tabs that are still open. It's okay to keep the tabs, some of the tabs open, as I do on my computer, but clean them up a little bit. Go through the tabs and be like, okay, what's a duplicate? Close that one out. What's a tab that you can just open up again? Close that one out. Okay, what else? I'm taking a look here at the comments. Just learning about some things that are missing in my philosophy. Which one is faith and belief? Okay, so faith and belief in yourself. Tiny steps. First, someone's saying first start mastering meditations first. So it's possible you're a person that you're like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and you won't move on until you've done that first thing. I will tell you that you're allowed to skip a step. Give yourself permission to skip it and come back to it. They tell that to us in school when we get stuck. Skip it and come back to it, because then you're looking at it with fresh eyes. I oftentimes will start something and it's just not coming together. And I don't know what's going on, but I will stop and be like, okay, I'm giving my permission to stop this right now so that I can decide at a different time and look at this differently, right? Because we need new perspective. New perspective comes up. I'm currently playing the frequency of 852 hertz and 963 hertz for the violet flame. This is helping us alchemize that which we're talking about right now. Do you like the singing? You love that song? Yeah, I love Mary Poppins. Yes, tabs can be a result of procrastination. You've skipped steps before and it doesn't work. Yeah, it kind of depends, right? If you're putting some IKEA furniture together and you skip a step, oh my God. That furniture doesn't quite turn out, does it? Mastering every step. Yeah, so you can bring mastery to different steps, but I'll tell you, everybody goes about it in a different way. Just whatever step you're going to take, don't give yourself a hard time about it, is what the consensus would be. What does your soul have to say? What does our soul have to say about taking steps? So, it is the human that creates these rules for themselves of the heart. Take a deep breath and release. You are here on this planet to be a bridge for love. You have already accomplished your mission, purpose. Your purpose of coming here at this time was to remember. And if you are here, you indeed remember. As you are not living life the way you used to live life, you are seeking others out for self-mastery. What does self-mastery mean? It does not think what you think it means. You, my friends, have many selves, many aspects of you. And you're able to bring in and embody whichever of those aspects you choose. You may look in the mirror and see one person. You are not. The steps you are taking are perfect for your journey now. Take a deep breath and release. The Judgment card came up. It is time to release from your cells, your bones, your blood, your DNA, your fascia tissue, release the self-judgment That is part of self-mastery. Can you master the release of self-judgment? Can you master self-care, self-love? It is through these that unification of the planet occurs. Each human that applies this type of self-mastery is radiating that frequency for others around them to absorb. When someone who doesn't take care of themselves very well or love themselves very much observes that a friend is either holding healthy boundaries with another or seeing that they are being helpful, but in the process of being helpful, they are also paying attention to their needs as well, that creates a ripple. Because that friend, that other human notices, that person's doing it differently than I've done it. Like, they're not resentful and they're not tired. They're taking care of themselves. The most important job you have right now is to take care of yourself, your self-mastery. That could be adding mastery to how you wash the dishes. Are you being present when you wash the dishes? Or is your mind in the past or in the future? Are you rushing through it? Or are you deciding to show appreciation for the water that flows through the faucet? For the hands that you have to grasp a dish? For the warm water and clean water that comes out of the faucet? There are many times in your day that you can bring appreciation and gratitude to all the menial tasks of your life. And when gratitude is brought in, along with the feeling of appreciation, the heart opens wider. And that is what you are here for, is for your hearts to open further and further and further in unification. To see where you are connected, that you are all connected. To see that there is no separation. And it is quite fine for you to see that in others and want to provide that for others. But it all starts here. It all starts here. It all starts here. This is the mastery of your many selves. Love yourself and be good to others. Be good to yourself. It all starts here. This is how change is created. Take a deep breath. And release. You are never alone in this. No, we are what? Here. Okay. No, we are here to help. We love you. We love you, 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 we love you. Hear us, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. Feel. Feel that resonance. We love you, 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 we love you. Breathe. Now love yourself with this intensity. Love yourself with this resonance. As you love yourself with this resonance, so do you spread this love to all. Take a deep breath and release. Feel the body. Feel the resonance. And just slowly open your eyes. Continue breathing. How do I master faith? I must call upon the angel of trust. With trust comes hope. With hope comes faith. This is your church? Awesome. Yeah, that felt pretty good in my body too. All right. Well, guys, this went over an hour. So I love that you guys were here with me again today. Tomorrow is Thursday. Okay, we're still good for tomorrow. My class starts on Friday. So I'll have to feel into what's going on with that. I've been asked to go into the darkness this morning, and with the weather, it's very cave-like out there right now. Lots of snowy, cold weather. So, I don't know if there'll be a break on the 11/11s or not. We will see. I'll feel more into it after I've taken the first class, perhaps, and see what's going on with that. The last time I took 3 days of complete silence and quiet to prepare. You want to see the snow? Okay, let's see if you can see the snow. Do you see it? Or do you just see the rain droplets on my window? Yeah, I did take a lot of darkness. Gross. Yeah, it's wet snow. That's not normal here for Colorado, but it's going to be fantastic for sledding and building a snowman in, and I'm excited for that. But it looks like I'm probably going to have to move this wagon too, because they're going to be plowing here. So it's been a pleasure being with you guys, being all cozy, and yeah, I'm glad we got to have this talk. I will see you guys again. I love you. Practice loving yourself in different ways. What does that mean for you? How do you bring more nurture to your manhood if you're a man? We women kind of know it, what to do. Find out what that is for you in your life with the different habits. And is it a new habit that you are bringing in? Bringing in something new really helps a lot. Doing your steps, even if you have to do step 1, Jay, doing your steps in possibly a slightly different order might help you out. Just try it and see what happens. But try it openly, not like, oh, I don't know if this isn't going to work. Be totally neutral and open. Be like, all right, this is how I normally do things. What happens if I do this instead? And see what happens. Yes, nurture your manhood. Nurture your manhood, whatever that way that is. And make sure you know your intent behind it. Okay? Yes, I will post it. But this will not be available till tomorrow. I will put yesterday's in with the links that you asked for. But this will take a whole night for it to come forward again. So, cool. You learned a lot. Awesome. It's a pleasure connecting with you guys. I will see you tomorrow, 11:11 Pacific time. Have a good rest of the day. And as always, we are one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you to all of you for showing up. I really appreciate you. Have a fantastic day.